Welcome to Fernando's rant of the day. Feeling great, the sun is beaming, feeling blessed and highly favored, feeling really appreciative to the universe and to God for everything in my life. So what I want to discuss today is, the other day I talked about the three types of people that are on the world. There's winners, there's losers, and then there's people who haven't discovered how to win yet, right? There's three types of people. Today I want to make more of a distinction between the people who habitually win and the losers, okay? So there's people who know how to consistently and habitually win, and then there's people who chronically lose. I want to make more of a distinction between those two people and the way those two people think and handle life, okay? And what I realized is that there's one really interesting distinction between the two. One thing. It's like one thing can make a huge difference. And we're going to talk about this one thing, okay? Before we do, before we talk about winners and losers, we have to talk about life. So life, winners and losers both handle life, right? But they handle life very differently. So we have to discuss life. Life, the universe, everything that happens, circumstances. We have to talk about that, okay? So think about life as a tornado. Life is a tornado, okay? And this tornado is heading towards this village. And in this village lives both winners and losers. There's a bunch of winners in there, there's a bunch of losers. And this tornado is heading directly for this village. Now, as this tornado touches down on the village, do you think that this tornado makes any distinction between winners and losers? Think about that for a minute. Is the tornado of life, does it show any distinction if it comes through a town and there's winners and losers in there? Is it going to destroy the winner's property less than it destroys the property of a loser? No, it doesn't. Life and the universal forces, nature, everything, the circumstances of life come through like a tornado and they hit all of us. Everybody, winners, losers, people who haven't discovered how to win. It's completely neutral. Neutral. You got to get this. This is one thing that winners understand and losers don't, is that life is neutral. It's not, we attach, oh, this is good, this is bad, I like this, I hate this, I don't like this, don't want this. We assign value to life and circumstances. Nature and the universal forces and circumstances are actually quite neutral. It's like a tornado coming through the village. It doesn't give a fuck about if you're winning or losing. It's gonna rip through your town equally, right? So then the question becomes, well, what makes the difference between the winners and the losers if life and circumstances hit both parties, both people, both groups equally? Then what is the distinction? Well, that's a good question, because there is a distinction, and that is a distinction of this perception, right? Now, what do I mean by that? So what makes the difference between the winners and the losers in life? So I'm going to describe it like this. So the winners view themselves a little bit differently than the losers view themselves. Here's how winner actually views himself. A winner views himself, you got to get this, okay? A winner is going to view himself as an active participant and co-creator in the universe. I'm going to say that again. A winner views himself as a co-creator and a co-creator in life, in the universe. He's a co-creator in the circumstance. He's a participant. He is equal to and even greater than the circumstances and the life that's coming against him. Why? Because he or she is a creator of circumstance. This is how they view themselves. The winners have been able to tap into their imagination. They've been able to harness their will and co-create their life as they see fit with what happens to them. Co-creators. Here's how losers view themselves. A loser views himself as a victim of circumstance, at the effect of everything that happens in circumstances in the universe coming at them. and this tornado of life coming at them, they view themselves as small, tiny, versus this giant tornado that's in there that's called life. Okay? That's one distinction that makes the difference between the winners and the losers, is how they view themselves. A winner is a co-creator and an innovator in life. And a loser is small, thinks very small of himself or herself, because they haven't tapped into their creative qualities that they can use to co-create life as well. Okay? So that's one distinction that you need to keep in mind. If you want to be a winner, you need to start viewing yourself as a creator in the universe, as a co-creator with life. The paintbrush is in your hand, right? Winners know this instinctively. They either learned it when they were kids or life taught them this, right? Now, let's go a little deeper. I like to go deeper. You know that. So let's go a little deeper. So winners, let's put winners under a microscope, okay? So winners, I'm going to give you, if I haven't given you enough tips to become this winner personality, this winner person, I'm going to give you one more. So we already learned about harnessing the power of your will. We learned about using your imagination. If you just do that, you'll be neons ahead of everyone else. But if you need more tools, here comes another one. And this has to do with the action you take. The action you take. So winners know that when they need to make a breakthrough, let's say life comes at them, the tornado of life hit them, and they need to make a breakthrough, they know they need to do something with their action. Yes, they need to harness the power of their will. Yes, they need to use their imagination, but they know they need to take action. So here's what they do. If a winner is trying to make a breakthrough, the first thing they're gonna do, if whatever they're doing isn't working, you gotta get this, if what you're doing isn't working, what a winner is gonna do is take more action. Just do more of it. Do more action. So if you're making phone calls and you know, if you need to make phone calls, you make more phone calls. If you need to get better at talking to people, you just talk to more people. So whatever it is you want to make a breakthrough in, the first line of defense, if what you're doing isn't working, do more of it. Just do more. More action. Take more action. Do more. Harness the power of your will and take more action. Now, winners know that if they take a whole bunch of action and it's still not working, guess what they do? I'm going to take a minute. You take a minute and think about it. So if you're taking a whole bunch of action and it's still not working, what are you going to do? That's right. You're going to take better action, more refined action. Okay? So the first thing is do more, take more action. The second thing is take more refined action. This is where you start learning. This is where you start taking a mentor. This is where you start studying what other people have done in this space that you're in, that you want to make a breakthrough in. It could be anything relationship-wise. It could be money, spirituality. This applies to everything. That's why I love it. Okay? So if you want to make a breakthrough in your spirituality, take more action. If you want to make a breakthrough in your finances, take more action. If that more action isn't working, what are you going to do? Take more refined action. Find out what experts have already done in that space and do that. Take more refined action. I see this in selling all the time. So salespeople will call me and say, well, I've been asking a whole bunch of questions to my clients. I still can't make a breakthrough. I still can't make that breakthrough with my client. Okay, well now it's time to ask better questions. Better questions. Better qualifying questions. The better the question, the better the answer, right? You got to refine your action. Now, I'm not finished. Bro, I'm not finished. So, if you've taken a whole lot of action and then you refine your action and taken better action and you still haven't made a breakthrough, 80% of circumstances, by just doing that, you'll make the breakthrough and life will be good and you'll be a superhero, okay? So just take more action, take more refined action, learn, study, read the books, get a mentor of someone who's already done it. You should be fine right there. If that still hasn't worked, winners know what to do next. They're not gonna shrink back and say, well, I guess that's it. I gotta give up now. No! No! Here's what you do. If you've taken more action, it hasn't worked. You've taken refined action, it hasn't worked. Here's what you gotta do now. This is gonna be mind-blowing. Here's what you do. You take different action. You do something different, okay? So this is the formula. And then if this different action doesn't give you the breakthrough, guess what you're gonna do with that different thing? You're gonna do more of that. You're gonna do more of that different thing. and you can do more of it. Why? Because the first time you probably did it wrong. Okay? So you're gonna take lots of action, then you're gonna take refined action. If that doesn't work, you're gonna take different action. And if that different action doesn't work, you're gonna repeat and take more of that action. This is how winners behave. If you put any winner under a microscope, you're gonna see this pattern in place. They're gonna take a lot of action, they're gonna take refined action, learn, and then they're gonna take different action, and then they're gonna rinse and repeat until they make that fucking breakthrough and they get what they want. This is it. This is the distinction between the winners and the losers, okay? So use your imagination, harness the power of your will, get your pack of wolves together and take lots of action, take refined action, and then take different action. If that doesn't give you the breakthrough, then you're doing it wrong, and you need to take more action, refine that action, and then take different action until you make the breakthrough, okay? So keep this in mind. Have a great day. Take a whole bunch of action. Be inspired. Don't give up. You're not small. Tap into the infinite qualities that you have inside of you and be a co-creator in the world, okay? You can take on anything that comes at you because other people have, okay? There's nothing different about you and someone else. It's just they've learned how to take the right action for the right amount of time to the right degree, okay? So keep this in mind. Let me know if this helps you out. I'm sure this helped me out because I was a loser too. I thought like a loser for a long time until I understood these principles and I started applying them. Not thinking about them, I did think about them, but I also started applying them, and it made a huge difference. It made the difference in my life, okay? So go ahead and have an awesome day. Enjoy your day. I'm gonna go to class right now, and you guys are awesome. Love you. Bye.